I wanted to continue my exploration of protein-based glues. The first protein-based glues were, casein and collagen, and they're available, but they're kind of hard to get. I wanted to kind of do a series about making stuff out of pieces of my body, which is why I was trying to make paper out of hair. I could at least theoretically get milk, although convincing someone to give it to me would be probably weird and perhaps dangerous. Skin, well, I suppose sunburn or dandruff. Guess I could probably make hide glue out of that. I'm not sure where I'm going to get meat. I suppose if I had a hip replacement, I could probably make bone glue out of my own hip. But all of those things are just really kind of difficult to source. Thing is, though, I do make another protein, keratin, and it's really easy to get. I make a lot of keratin. So I thought we might try keratin next. Keratin is a difficult protein to work with because it's got lots and lots of really strong disulfide bonds that holds it together, so it's really kind of hard to hydrolyze. So I think we'll start with this and just see if we can do anything with this keratin, and if we can, we'll go back to hair and see if we can make any progress with hair itself. So I had these things on the boil for an hour, not because I expected to be able to hydrolyze them at all, but because I just wanted to see if I could soften them up enough that I could cut them into smaller pieces. And you know what? Keratin's a really, really hard protein. So I'm going to go ahead and just try hydrolysis here. And I know that I can't do this with a hot water hydrolysis. And since I've done an acid hydrolysis, I've decided to do an alkaline hydrolysis this time. So I'm going to get this nice and basic, and we'll let her rip for a bit and see what happens. These hooves spent about 11 hours simmering overnight, and I gotta tell you, the room really smells like ass. Still very, very basic. About 11. So that's good. Definitely something happened. One of the things that happened is that they've gotten really soft, so I decided what I'm going to do is see if I can cut them now, and if I can, I'm going to cut them into pieces and put them back on simmer, because I do seem to be getting somewhere. About time. This is a slimy, gross, disgusting, stinky mess I got here, FYI. You know, I've done a lot of really pretty nasty things on this channel, but this is one of the nastiest things I've ever done. This was just nasty. There's just absolutely nothing to recommend this stuff. This is just beyond beliefly nasty. Look at that. That's the hooves of a deer. This better be worth it, because this has just really been, just seriously, one of the grossest things I've ever had to deal with. After that first pour off of my hoof glue, I decided to put it back in the cooker for another overnight, and this is what I got. Lovely. But I actually nearly completely dissolved those things. Got a great texture. It's a little like used engine oil. I'm really glad that I could have been here to do this for you guys. I think if I were you, I'd check the name of the channel very seriously. This is something that once you've seen it, you don't need to do it. As a sudden surprise, I have extra added bonus content. A fan and frequent viewer and friend of the show gave me these. These are the hooves of a horse, and ooh, they smell gamey. So these are off of a live horse. They were cut yesterday. They're still pretty hard, but they're nowhere near as hard as those old dried out deer hooves were. So let's you know what, I might have to give these a wash because these are pretty gross. They're covered with horse shit. Let me get them all cut up, and we'll try horse glue. This is old Dobbin, just like old Dobbin went to the glue factory. Well, so here we are after washing. I no longer smell like I'm standing in the middle of a barnyard. We'll go ahead and get these things on the boil, and then we'll alkalinize the water and let it cook overnight. We'll see what we get. So I've got a nice simmer going on the cow hooves. That is one wild looking thing there, isn't it? I can't decide what it looks like. It smells less rank than the deer toes did, which is the definition of damning with faint praise. Let's check our pH here. Okay, so we're actually already a little bit alkaline. We're about 9. Let's give it a whirl here. My goodness. And once again, deeply basic, at least 13. Okay. In fact, I'm going to give it a little more because 13 isn't good enough. And we're going to let this cook probably all night again. See what we get tomorrow. So the cow actually succumbed to my blandishments much quicker than the deer did. I guess they're just more docile. It's really only about, I don't know, 12 hours worth of cooking time. And rather less disgusting, which of course is a low bar. Let's talk about what will probably be the last keratin-based glue that we're going to make. This is the genesis of the entire series of protein-based glue videos, in fact, because when this didn't make good paper, I've been casting about trying to decide what to do with it, and I came upon that. It will surprise you probably not at all to know that even after the failure of my prior hair video, I continued to collect. And lastly, and I guess sadly, I've decided I'm going to have to sacrifice my mullet. And what that really means is that I decided I really didn't have enough to do this, so I bought some hair. Again, I guess I could have asked for hair, but that's just so fraught. So I figured it'd be easier just to get the commercial product, which at least theoretically is real hair. I guess we'll know soon. I haven't found any videos online or information online about producing glues from hair. I did find a couple of things about making animal feed out of hydrolyzed chicken feathers, which I have to assume is a somewhat similar process. The first thing that starts with is defatting the feathers, so I'm going to go ahead and defat this hair. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do hair last is that I needed to learn how to do this a little bit. Hair is going to be, I think it's going to be kind of a monster. It's got all kinds of disulfide bonds that hold it together, which is why the application of hair straightening agents smells so stinky. It's because you have to break those disulfide bonds. So I'm going to go ahead and probably have to do a pretty solid alkaline hydrolysis on this stuff. And I don't think it's going to be that simple to do. Let's go ahead and heat it up, and we'll apply some lye to it and see if it works. You know, I recently promised the better half that I would stop making it so stinky out here. I think I may be about ready to break that promise. I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. I think this hair is going to be a tremendously tough nut to crack. On the flip side, it's got a lot of surface area. So I could be wrong. I might put this stuff in here and it starts hydrolyzing immediately, or it could literally take days. I do have to say, color me surprised, 55 minutes after I started my alkaline hydrolysis. That hair is essentially completely reduced. There's a tiny little bit left, but not very much. I think I'm going to go ahead and fix the alkalinity and boil this stuff down. We'll see what we get. That was not what I expected. I thought this stuff was going to be the tough nut. And so there's my hair glue. Really surprisingly straightforward. That's the last of my keratin glues. I really wasn't expecting that to go so well. So let's wrap up this segment about keratin-based glues. Here is my deer hoof glue. This was one of the most disgusting things that I have ever done on this channel, just from the smell of it. Those of you who are longtime viewers would know that I've done some pretty damn disgusting things. So it's a high bar, but this stuff managed to exceed it. It's actually, I got a lot of it. I mean, I almost completely reduced all of the antlers, so I guess you're not unsurprised. Here's my glue from horse hooves, from friend of the channel. Easier, mildly less disgusting than the deer hooves. Not that would have been that difficult. And here's my hair glue, which was surprisingly easy to do. And was really only disgusting in the fact that I knew it was hair. My general observation on these keratin glues is that when they are wet, they are incredibly sticky, but when they are dry, they're a little bit brittle. So I don't know if they're going to produce good glues or not. We'll just have to try them in a glue off. Anyway, that's keratin-based glues. Please feel free to like, subscribe if you want, and of course you don't have to if you don't want to. Tell your friends if they're interested, particularly in glue or whatever the hell else I'm going to do next. Have them tune in. If they don't want to watch, I won't be offended. I'm just here doing my thing. So thanks very much for watching and have a great day.